So as we get into the program materials, it was sort of assumed you'd show up and some of these basic things would be working, or, you're close. And we'll begin the class by getting everybody caught up so that everyone can go as fast as they would like to. Once you have Ollama installed, you should be greeted with an adorable little llama. Not a lot going on here. You're going to have to get used to working in that CLI. I might want to see what models have already been pulled down. So we would be able to reference and use any of these models when we call our local Ollama instance. And some of our time together will even explore multi-threaded approaches where you can break the work apart and pull up multiple streams and talk to your local Ollama instance. Good stuff. I'm excited. If you found a model you wanted to run, maybe just jump out here and reference some that are easily available. And if this was a model I wanted to run, they've even given us a helpful little thing here. Now, maybe I didn't care to run it, which would just put me into an active session within my terminal here. Maybe I just want to pull that model. And now it's locally going to be made available for us to reference and use. Super cool. So I might want to see what models are running right now. Looks like none. So maybe I might want to do 3.2 latest. She's already got that pulled locally, so it was a matter of simply mounting it. We could, if she hadn't seen it locally, she would have went ahead and pulled it down. So that's about all you need, and she's going to continue to run that mounted model. Hello and happy day to you. And there we go. We are vibing in the CLI with our mounted Ollama. Now we can break out of here, maybe. And Ollama is going to continue to run, and that model continues to be available. So we can, when we do move into code, one of the first things we can be about is connecting to and interacting with our local running Ollama instance. All right, .NET 9, if you're just following along, our examples, my examples will be largely just C Sharp, but this stuff works natively. Semantic kernel have Python, Java, and .NET libraries. As well, there are other technologies you could substitute in if that is your desire, and just use this time we spend together to pull your technologies and your favorite programming languages through the chores. Now, you will find a lot of benefit in something that has full stack or full stack capabilities. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so that's pretty much it. If you would like to continue to test your stuff and lean in just a little bit ahead of the first week, you would be looking to set up a console application using your programming language of choice and have that console application connect to your local running Ollama and have some conversation. For some, this might be the first time you could perhaps do some vibe coding. And so maybe you come here into the week 0 folder and you say, Python or .NET or whatever. I'm going to take this relative path over here and say, please help set up a simple .NET console application here that connects to a local running Ollama instance using standard ports, because that seems to be an issue for her. um, and allow the user to interact with the Llama 3.2 latest model. Don't forget to handle chat history in some way. Yeah, feels reasonable. Told her where to go work, what programming language, models, Llama. I think I'm in a good place. headed there. All right. Nice start. Nice start. Here we go. All right. Let's go into week 0, into our console app, give it a run. All right. Welcome to Vibe Coding. We're immediately greeted with what appear to be like a not installed um, package dependency. So that's clear. Do we tell her? Do we copy the error message in and provide that and let her use that to figure out, what needs done? Do we tell her to run the console app and see the output for herself? You're going to have all of these options, all these moments, and deciding the right balance of when you just write the thing or when add Microsoft.semantic kernel to the package. Um, I suppose I'll choose. Let's do a little freestyle, get you comfortable. Please continue until you are satisfied with the changes and it all runs. So relative pathing as your project grows, every now and again will become a little bit of a challenge perhaps, but um, you can just tell it to use full pathing for a little while and kind of come back. In this case, she didn't even look or try to run the project. She immediately recognized she wasn't done. And so a simple continue until you're satisfied would have probably picked this up. I've definitely noticed a little bit more. She kind of wants to like get a couple of results and like get them back to you versus attempting to exhaust all the results that could be got. And so sometimes it's just a matter of, please continue until you're satisfied, let me know, add in a little bit of language that kind of, a little to the left, a little to the right as you're watching it go by. And does a pretty good job. At most 3 to 5. Tell me when you're satisfied, and she'll come back and say, you know what, it's pretty good. I think we can move on. And so that's helpful. Makes me want to do more automation around the automation. And here we see an internal terminal that she has access to and can work with, where she actually called .NET Run in the right place. And we're kind of in this weird moment where we actually are waiting on us to say something. We have a few options. We could break the app here, Control C. 90% of the time, she'll pick up on that. We could hit this one time, and she'll issue a break statement into whatever terminal language you're about. If you're just patient a few seconds, usually she'll pick up and then continue. If you hit stop too many times or stop over here, you're going to she'll have a sense that something just totally didn't work. And I don't want to leave her with that sense. So let's say hello in here. All right. And in theory, we are connected to our local Ollama. 3.2, like everything we asked for, is now running in the console. So we're missing like some quit options. We noticed that looked a little batchy, so we might want to implement streaming so that as the information's coming back, we can be piping it into the user's console. There's a lot of things you might want to play with in your language of choice, and just in this very early quiet moment, please feel free to do so. Now that you can ultimately wield larger brush strokes of what you're trying to accomplish by using these coding assistants, what will you attempt? How much more amazing will you build the things you build? How much more testable and reliable and loved on? High five. This stuff gets me excited. Welcome to the program. There is week 0, all the way up until whenever the program kicks off. Then we'll have 6 very aggressive weeks. And then there's a post, kind of, sometimes it's called week 7, sometimes it's called week 6 plus. And we'll get to that as we get to getting, just to prove that on the outside it's also happy. Ugh, so cool. Amazing day to you. See you in a minute. Cheers. Ba-dum.